So, with Spider-Man 2 having just released, and all us Spidey fans swinging across New York as our favorite two Spider-Men saving the city from some great threats, I thought I'd get ahead of the curve and address a claim I always see pop up whenever I see Miles Morales show up in media. This claim is that Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man. Maybe this argument doesn't end up being relevant to this game, and I hope not because it is idiotic, but it might. It's happened before with Into and Across the Spider-Verse and the Spider-Man Miles Morales video game, and it'll likely happen once again when Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out in 2039 or whatever. Now you may be asking yourself, why am I even making this video? Of course Miles Morales is Spider-Man, you're just finding things to be mad at, turf. And honestly, I wish it didn't have to be addressed whether or not Miles Morales is Spider-Man. And maybe it doesn't, maybe it's just the annoying side of the internet that feels the need to be racist, and me feeling compelled to call it out, while the general public goes along with their day and just enjoys Spider-Man. But some people do claim that Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man, and they have decently sized followings. Most notoriously in the past years have been Nerdrotic, Eric July, and RK Outpost, and that whole group. But there are also others trying to grift off this ridiculous claim. But why is this claim actually ridiculous? Well, it's because Miles Morales has been Spider-Man for over a decade now. He was originally introduced in the Ultimate Spider-Man run after, spoiler, Peter Parker died. Most of Miles' comic history has been within the Ultimate Universe, but he has also appeared in other runs. The reason we often refer to him as Miles Morales rather than simply Spider-Man is because it's simply easier to do so, because there is a shitload of Spider-Man out there. That doesn't change the fact that Miles Morales is Spider-Man, just like how Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And even if you weren't convinced that Miles Morales is Spider-Man after his comic runs and his appearance in the video games, which is fair, many people haven't read the comics or played the game, many people only know Spider-Man from movies. The Spider-Verse movies, however, should have placed absolutely zero doubt about Miles Morales being Spider-Man. Across the Spider-Verse is literally about him setting himself apart as Spider-Man, despite everyone telling him he's not. At the end of the movie, Miles Morales does what Spider-Man always tries to do: the right thing, no matter what. He can't just stand there and allow his dad and countless others to die just because of some divine predetermined script. Just because some angsty yet sexy man tells him it's his destiny. No, that's not something Spider-Man will just do. And Miles Morales being the only Spider-Man who says no to Miguel is a powerful statement. I mean, why shouldn't he also get the chance to save the people he loves when everyone else did? Because it's just canon? Him not simply accepting that makes perfect sense, and it's a very Spider-Man thing to do. The film is literally telling you that Miles Morales is Spider-Man. So why are people saying that Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man, and why are people singling him out compared to other legacy characters? Now before I give my answer to that, I quickly want to explain what legacy characters even are, because it helps with my argument. Essentially, a legacy character is a character whose identity has been passed down to them from an older character in the form of a title, job, or persona for the newer character to assume. Some popular legacy characters include Kate Bishop, Tim Drake's Robin, Kamala Khan, Jane Foster, Miles Morales of course, and even some characters that not everyone realizes weren't the original, like Barry Allen's Flash. He's definitely the most popular version of the character, but he wasn't the original. Jay Garrick was. Legacy characters are a very important part of comic history. They help bring new life to older stories and superheroes, and sometimes even become more popular than the originals. Not every legacy character will be great, of course, but legacy characters are a vital part of comics. So the people who claim that Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man don't seem to understand what a legacy character is, or at least they ignore the existence of other legacy characters to single out Miles. But Miles Morales isn't even the only legacy Spider-Man. The Spider-Verse movies have brought into general knowledge the absolute plethora of Spider-Man that have existed throughout the comic books. But again, some people are actively ignoring all of them to focus on Miles. Listen, if you simply just don't like legacy characters, you only like the original, and you're consistent with this, and you're not singling out the ones that aren't white, then fair enough, alright. You're exempt from this, but I don't think that's many people. For most people who choose to focus so heavily on Miles Morales, calling him fake, insisting he's not the superhero he is, and not having the same standards for other legacy characters, the answer is pretty obvious. They're racist. Or at the very least, they're okay with being racist in order to cause controversy. and get attention, which I would also classify as racist. I know people don't like the word being thrown around for anything, but genuinely think about it. Why would someone single out Miles Morales and insist on him not being Spider-Man, when he clearly is, and they never say the same thing for other legacy characters? Some would say it's because they're criticizing Miles Morales for being a token character, but Miles Morales is far from just being a black Peter Parker. He's a unique character with unique motivations and a unique personality, background, and relations. And while some stories fail to distinguish between Miles and Peter in truly significant ways, there is still plenty of media that does show the differences between the characters, but still highlights that both are Spider-Man. Some people also dislike Miles Morales because he apparently overshadows the white man. Yes, this sounds ridiculous, and yes, it's real. There are people who genuinely get upset that Peter Parker isn't the main focus of every Spider-Man movie. As if we don't already have plenty of Peter Parker representation, but oh no, we can't let the black guy be the focus of a movie without showing how great the white guy is.
So I can't shake the feeling that the script is doing everything in its power to play down Peter Parker, like it's afraid the audience will somehow start rooting for him over Miles if he's shown to be too capable and confident. It doesn't even make any sense! The first movie portrayed him as an aging, burned out loser who only redeems himself at the end, while the second film morphs him into a bumbling, hapless father in a pink bathrobe.
I fucking hate you.
Who for some reason keeps taking his baby along on life-threatening adventures, despite having a perfectly capable mother at home to look after it.
You are not serious people.
Is this some weird attempt to mock and belittle the Spider-Man that most people know and love, who incidentally just happens to be the only straight white man in the entire movie?
It's kind of homophobic, man. Dude.
I don't know, man, it just kind of leaves a sour taste in my mouth, that's all.
You are bullshit. You're fucking bullshit.
What am I thinking of? Like it's like Chinese, I think.
Seriously, they complain about the Spider-Verse movies making Peter B. Parker look like a pathetic loser and a feminine and submissive husband. And even if this were to be the case, which it isn't, we'd still have an endless amount of awesome Peter Parkers. He's the original Spider-Man and most people's favorite. But their assessment of Peter B. Parker in the Spider-Verse movies isn't even very complex. They lose the nuance of the character who actually does represent the flaws of Peter Parker, but also the resilience to claw his way back out of even the worst places. Peter B. Parker, just like Miles Morales, is a perfect representation of who Spider-Man is. A person with issues, whose life is falling apart but who does the right thing. However, I talk a lot more about the oppressed white man in these two videos here, which I recommend you checking out, but I just want to bring the video back to Miles Morales. Miles Morales may be a legacy character, but he's not a token character. Miles Morales doesn't have to be your favorite Spider-Man, heck, you don't even need to like his character per se, but it's just inherently false to say he isn't Spider-Man. Personally, Peter Parker is my favorite Spider-Man, he's the one I grew up with, he's the person that comes to mind first when I think about Spider-Man, but Miles Morales is also Spider-Man. And this is not just me being a Spider-Man fanboy angry at some YouTuber for misclassifying my favorite superheroes. What I am criticizing Nerdrotic and the others for is purposefully misclassifying Spider-Man, singling out Miles Morales, feeling the need to say he isn't Spider-Man, when they don't have nearly the same standards for any other legacy character. And they do this because it angers people, and so they can laugh with their audiences at the snowflake reaction, which makes them feel good, and so they keep doing it. They know that people get angry at them for saying racist things. Yes, singling out Miles Morales in this way is racist, and yet he continues to do it. He cares more about attention, clout, and money than he cares about not being racist, and fair enough, that's his choice. He's free to say whatever he wants, but we're also free to call him out for it. If he wants to be racist in order to gain attention, then I have no qualms with calling him out for being a racist asshole. And I hope this video has provided some insight for people who may not have understood this whole Miles Morales is Spider-Man thing. Hopefully now you understand that if you hear anything that even resembles Miles Morales is not Spider-Man, then your alarm clocks should be ringing. Naturally listen to what they have to say first, because perhaps they're genuinely confused and then you can explain it to them. But there's also a good chance that it's being said as an edgelord way to rile people up, or due to some underlying racial bias, or both. Miles Morales is Spider-Man, just like how Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and it's annoying that this even has to be said. It's annoying that bigotry is still so present within fandoms and media discourse in general, just like how bigotry is still absolutely present in so many facets of the real world all across the globe. Anyways, I just wanted to quickly cover this topic because once I finish Spider-Man 2, I will absolutely be making a video on it because I am loving it, without needing to address these petty squabbles, so look out for that. Leave a like on this video if you enjoy it, it helps out way more than you realize. You can also check out my channel memberships for some cool perks, or if you just want to help a fellow out. Be sure to check out all the members of the initiative if you haven't already, but without further ado, I hope you all have a wonderful day, stay safe, and peace out.